Hello, hello, hello everyone. Defcamp here. And boy, oh boy, do we have some news to talk about today. So I'm going to wait for hopefully some people to fill in here. Just starting to stream. This is only like my third stream or so bear with me a little bit, guys. It took me a little bit while to set up and everything, but once we get some people in here, I'm sure some of you guys already know that we got a spot of news today. Some really good news, thank God. And man, I gotta say I am really happy with this. So let's see if we get some people in here. Let's see if the stream is showing up. All right, guys. Some people in here. Oh, let's see, turn that off. Classic WoW news hype, boys. So, a lot of people are streaming right now. I think Alex is streaming, Cargo's is streaming. So, thank you guys for coming, whoever does come, and check me out today. Melderon actually made a video a little bit ago with the news and everything like that. And, okay. Decrease the mic volume or VLC? Okay. I will take care of that real quick. Yeah, Paul, we have news today. Let me, I have it up. I'll read it to you guys in a sec. I just want to turn that volume down a bit. Okay. Yeah, it came out, what's up? What's up, Necro? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we got the news about a couple hours ago now. And, this is in regards to the phases that they're going to be releasing the content in Classic. It was originally going to be 4 phases. They're upping it to 6 now, and we get a look at how they're going to be putting this content out. And I gotta say, it's really good news. It's really good news. I'm really happy right now. So shit, I'll just read it. I'll just read it to you guys now. Whoever's in here, will start reading it. So. At BlizzCon 2018, we proposed a plan to give Classic 4 content phases. These were planned to be centered primarily on raid power progression. Currently, based on both your feedback and our own deliberations, we're now planning to increase it to 6 phases. That's 6 total phases. Our focus is still primarily on player power progression, but we're also aiming to capture what it felt like to play in a realm community in original WoW. To do that, we're planning to mirror the approach taken by original WoW, with patches paired together. We'll launch Classic with content from original WoW through patch 1.2x, so that's where it's going to start. The first patch will be 1.2x, whatever. Then the second patch will include content that was in original WoW 1.3 and 1.4. The third Classic update will have 1.5 and 1.6. So basically what they're doing is, there was 12 patches in original WoW. They're putting them together, so they're putting 2 patches into one. So they're making 6 total, which is really good. I'm sure, we'll talk about more about this later, but I'm sure they're going to be mixing with that a little bit, because we're going to talk about what they're going to do with PvP and all that kind of stuff, and we'll try to think and try to see what they're going to do with that. So the first phase primarily focuses on launching Classic with Ani and MC. As we all know how original WoW launched. Even though people didn't go in to do MC for a while, it was launched with Ani and MC. Here's Melderon. But we've decided to hold off for a while for Dire Maul, so that's great. So Dire Maul is not going to be in launch. Everything all right? Okay. Okay, so Dire Maul won't be in the launch. So that's really good news. Because it was originally released on December 18th, 2004, just 2 weeks after the first player hit level 60. But we recognize that Dire Maul is in a different category. Some of the loot that's attainable for Dire Maul is so good that it would affect progression through those early raids. We're also planning to hold off on releasing Kha'Zix and Azergos at launch as well. So guys, if you don't know, Dire Maul, like for a lot of classes, has a ton of the pre-raid best in slot items. For Priest, okay, thank you, Melderon.
Don't move VLC.
Okay, alright, I won't move it. I messed up. Just bear with me, guys. Still learning how to stream. So, yes, okay, alright. So, yeah, so That's really good. So Dire Maul won't be in Phase 1. Phase 1 will be Ani MC. Phase 2 will have, as we're getting to here, we'll have Dire Maul. And see, okay, so the next thing it says here, so the next change we're targeting addresses two concerns. First, ZG and Blackwing Lair unlocking at the same time would differ from how they originally came out, obviously. And it makes no sense to not have gear and enchants from ZG available during early progression into Blackwing Lair. Secondly, the Emerald Dragons should be available earlier than the opening of Encourage, as they give us a way to start preparing nature resist gear for some of the encounters in AQ. So, guys, again, this is just really good news. They're not clumping things together in 4 big patches. They're spreading it out more what it was like in vanilla. Along the way, we've taken a close look at items that provide the biggest power gains, many of which were introduced in 1.10. So, if you guys weren't aware, there was a big itemization change in patch 1.10 in dungeons like BRD. What's up, guys? What's up, Julian? In places like BRD, there was items put on the drop on the loot table, such as what were the ones called? Something mantle. So for a while, casters had a lot of trouble finding good shoulders. They put really good shoulders in BRD. So all that stuff, we're not gonna have to worry about all those crazy items being in the launch of Classic. They're not gonna come out until when patch point 1.10 was introduced. So we have progressive itemization in a way, and we'll talk more about that. So, okay. So many of these which were introduced in patch 1.10 as a part of sweeping dungeon itemization pass. That patch was when tier 0.5 was introduced and relics were added to the drop tables of many bosses. It also adjusted drop rates and drop locations of a lot of gear to make room for the relics. We've gone back and reconstructed many of those most heavily affected drop tables as they existed prior to patch 1.10. And we're planning to update the drop tables alongside the AQ war effort. Awesome. So again, it really sounds like, and I want to talk about this, guys, it just really sounds like they're listening to us, which is fucking great, because this is in the last month, not even 2-3 weeks, we've gotten 2 blue posts. I mean, that's fucking amazing. I'm so psyched. All right. There are a lot of little changes made in earlier patches that don't have a big effect on player power, and in those cases, we're planning to use 1.12 drop rates and locations. Let me read that again. Hold on. Prior to the AQ unlock, most of the drop rates and locations will look as they did in the patches prior to patch 1.10, with exceptions. There are a lot of little changes made in earlier patches that don't have big effect on player power. And in those cases, we're planning to use the 1.12 drop rates and locations. Okay. So I wonder what they mean by that. What's up, Fallon? Yes, classic hype. The team is going in the right direction. I really believe so, man. It really looks like they're going in the right direction here. All right, so here we go. One example of the many items we're planning for this is Titanic leggings, which are some of the best leggings for warriors, paladins, anyone who they're plate legs, plate or mail. Blacksmiths can use them, which is a world drop that first appeared in patch 1.10. We can confirm that it will be controlled by the same content unlock that restricts the other 1.10 loot changes. Awesome. So again, guys, patch 1.10 was a huge change to a lot of loot. A lot of really good stuff came out. It was basically like a catch-up patch where, like I said, places like BRD had really good items that came out. So obviously, they don't want to put that in the beginning of Classic. It would totally ruin the experience of the early game doing MC, doing Ani as well. We won't have Dire Maul until Phase 2, which is fucking awesome. And I'm guessing Phase 2 will be when, maybe the start of when we'll start to see PvP rewards. They didn't talk about that. They're still planning that. So here we go. So Phase 1, Classic launch, we get Molten Core, Ani, and Melderon. That's amazing. Okay, Mar didn't come out until a couple weeks after, but I think that's fine to keep it in Phase 1, absolutely. So we get Molten Core, Ani, Mar, and of course all the original dungeons that were out, such as BRD, Ubers, LBRS, Skolo, Strat, all that good stuff. What's up, Ruben? Hey, Def, great news today, and even better vids lately. Keep going strong, brother. Thank you, Ruben, dude. Melderon and I have been fucking trying to put out some really awesome stuff lately. Melderon's been doing an amazing job, so definitely give props to Melderon. He's like kind of taking the reins on that lately. I've been helping him out with that a little bit, but Melderon has really been kicking ass. We've been putting out guides. We've got another series coming out that's going to be awesome. That we have a friend of the channel and Classic Wild Out Live, Taladrill, who's going to be helping us with that. So stay tuned for that. But let's stick back to the news. Okay. So Phase 1, Molten Core, Ani, Maraudon, and guys, we have no idea how long phases are going to be, but it sounds like they're going to be a good amount of time. And I'm sure the phase timelines will differ based on what patch, because like Phase 1 to Phase 2, I can see that being a couple months. I can see Phase 2 to Phase 3 being a little bit more time. Okay, so Phase 2, Dire Maul, Azurgos, Kha'Zix. So if you guys don't know who Azurgos, Kha'Zix are, they're world bosses, and they are going to come out around the same time, hopefully, as Dire Maul. And I'm guessing when they say Phase 2, that there means, I don't know if they mean that all of this is going to like drop at the same time. I imagine so. I don't think they're going to have like Dire Maul and then a week later Azurgos and then a week later Kha'Zix, that kind of thing. I'm guessing it's just going to be... Yeah, the big question is how many players will be in Ubers? Will it be 15? Will it be 10? Will it be... What did... Jay Allen Crack like to say? It was a 10 or 5. He doesn't even know that it was a 15-man. Probably 10, yeah. So, okay, so Phase 2, Dire Maul, Azurgos, Kha'Zix. Phase 3, Blackwing Lair, Darkmoon Fair, and Darkmoon Debt Drops. Okay, so right here we get BWL. That's after, after people have done MC Ani for a while. And the great thing is, guys, like I said, I myself, so as a priest going into Molten Core and Ani, it makes it a lot more difficult not having the Whipvine Cord, not having the Boots of the Full Moon, not having the Dire Maul Trinket for priests and for all other... I mean, those Dire Maul Trinkets for hunters, for a lot of classes, they're like really good trinkets. So you won't have any of those items. This is going to make MC and Ani a lot more challenging than it would have been if we had Dire Maul at the start. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, a lot of people I don't think they put they realize just how much this will change MC and Ani for a lot of people. Yeah, we'll still be able to get, certain gear from BRD, Ubers, LBRS, but there's so much good gear in Dire Maul for so many classes that it will make Molten Core more challenging. Then, of course, Phase 2 will come out probably a couple months after launch, so a lot of people who are struggling with Molten Core, who are struggling with Ani, will be able to go into Dire Maul, get those pre-raid best-in-slot items, like the legs, like the pantaloons for priests, like the, I'm thinking of priests here because that's what I mean, like the trinkets, like all those items. It'll make Molten Core and Ani a lot easier. Then, a couple months down the line, we'll have Blackwing Lair come out. People will be mostly have their Tier 1, they'll have their blues that are really good. Then we'll have the Darkmoon Fair, the Darkmoon decks will start to drop, and then Phase 4, we have ZG and Green Dragon. So this is awesome too. This is another catch-up right here. So if people are struggling doing Blackwing Lair at this time, they can now do ZG to help get some gear to help them through Blackwing Lair. So I really think this progression that they have going on is really good so far. There's so many questions left to be answered. Let's hope we will keep getting these kinds of blue yeah, absolutely, Necro. Like, the fact that we've gotten 2 blue posts so far in a couple weeks, I think it says that they're starting to talk. They're starting to have conversations, and they're listening to us. Dire Maul is almost a make or break for me. Happy they got it right. Still wondering about how long between these phases, though. I really think it depends. Like, I definitely think Phase 1 to Phase 2 will be quicker than Phase 1 to Phase 3, if you know what I'm saying. I really think that we'll see Phase 2 probably within a couple months, and then Phase 3 will probably be like 3 or 4 months after Phase 2. But honestly, dude, I want them to take a little bit of time. Like, I want to do MC and Ani before I get my Dire Maul gear. And then when I get my Dire Maul gear, I want to feel substantially more powerful, be able to do MC, have it on farm, so we can get everybody their gear. We'll get, the priests their benediction. We'll get everyone what they need to get. And then, after 3-4 months, Blackwing Lair, maybe even more. I'd imagine 3-4 months. I just saw the news. So excited. I know, dude. VX Cosmos. Yay, live stream finally and good timing. All if well, Defcamp Sweden got you covered. Yes, Cosmos, thank you for coming out, dude. Yeah, all is well, dude. Having a great day. Wanted to get a stream out today because I'm just so damn excited. Melderon put out a video a little bit ago. If you guys haven't seen the blue post yet, I think Melderon can put, if he's listening now, can put a link in there. But they're also just, you know, it's up there right now. Been watching the vids and lives for a few months now. So psyched for Classic. Thanks for the content. No problem, unnamed. No problem. Yeah, thank you, Melderon. If you can do that. I want the time to slow. Yeah, I do as well, Fallen. It seems like the turban or the trinket from Drakish in Phase 5, right? Oh, so that's another thing, too. So, they didn't even talk about... yeah, so are we going to get... And I imagine not. You know, they did this on private servers, but... so we got the original artwork when before... like patch 2 and 3 came out, when BWL came out, patch the tier 1, they did this on private servers, on Voldemort server, that was, like we like to call them. They changed the art style. They probably won't do this in Classic. I don't know. And the other question is, right, like item progression. So we all know, well, if you don't know, tier 1 went through some changes along the way. So did tier 2. So did a lot of the tier. Are we going to get those changes, or are they going to be the 1.12 version of those items? I'd imagine we'll probably get the 1.12 items. Like, for example, Tier 2 legs for priests, they didn't have MP5 on them, and then after patch 1.6, I think, they had the MP5, just little things like that. But Tier 1, for a lot of classes, changed substantially after we got halfway through vanilla. So that's a good question too. I didn't see anything related to that, but I'd imagine we're gonna get the later iterations of those. Who knows? The hype is real. What's up, Chimley? What's up, brother? How you doing? Victor, what's going on? Hi, Def. Just saw the post that Blizzard posted. It's great news for all of us. This will give us a good sense of progress. Yes, it will. Absolutely, absolutely, Victor. Thanks for coming out. Jens R. Phase 5 says Dungeons Loot Reconfiguration. Maybe it will happen then? Okay, yeah, okay. So let's... I didn't get that far. I gotta finish this. Okay. Thanks, Jens. So, okay. Phase 4, like I said, we got ZG Green Dragons. And I think that's great because, like I said, BWL will be out for a little bit. If anyone's struggling with it, they can get into ZG, get some gear to help them out with BWL. Then, after that, we have Phase 5, which is the AQ War Effort, AQ Raids Open. Okay, so this right here gives me a little bit of insight. So Phase 5, if the AQ War Effort and the AQ Raid opens all in Phase 5, then this must mean that Phase 5 isn't all just one patch. It's going to be, okay, Phase 5, the AQ War Effort begins, then a couple weeks later, the AQ Raid opens. So just because it says Phase 4 or Phase 3, I don't think it means that everything's going to come out at the exact same time. We know that Molten Core and Ani and Mardon, I think, will be all out at the same time at launch. But will Dire Maul and Azrakos and Kazakh all come out at the same time? Will BWL, Dark Moon, Ferric all come out at the same time? Will ZG and the Green Dragons come out at the same time? But I think Phase 5 is a little telling here. Because you're not going to have the War Effort begin and then the Raid open at the same time, right? And then, as we see here, Dungeon Loot Reconfiguration. Tier 0.5 gear, relics, drop rates, and location changes. Taranka, what's up, brother? I miss you too, man. How you been? I honestly don't know if I'll be able to get past 20. Gonna be crazy spending all my copper on repairs and such. Oh, man. You'll be alright. You know, getting a guild to help you out, getting a group to help you out, you'll be okay. I think it'll be at the same time. AQ opens when the war effort is done. Right, that's what I'm saying. Okay. I got what you're saying now. So you're absolutely right. Okay, so the war effort will start, and then the raid will open as soon as the war effort's done, as soon as they got all their items and all that kind of. So I get what you're saying. So it probably will all be at the same time. And the same goes with the Scourge Invasion, right? I guess once the Scourge Invasion, and then next. So okay. That makes more sense. I didn't think about it all the way through. So yeah, you're right. Do you think there will be sharding for the opening of AQ? I hope not, Ruben. I hope not. They said they said that sharding was only going to be in the leveling process, but we will see. That is something that I am, very worried about because, we'll see. Like, it looks like right now they're starting to go down a better route. They've already made changes from what they've done so far at the demo. They were sticking to 4 phases, and now we're getting 6. So they're listening to the community, right? That's what matters. They're listening. They're willing to make compromises, it looks like, and I think they really want to, like as we see here when they set up here, the feedback and their own deliberations, right? So I think they're thinking this through. All right. Any insight on server pop? Nothing yet. Mammoth, nothing that I've heard. Been on hiatus, but making it come back soon. I'm looking forward to that, Taranka. I'm really looking forward to that, man. All right. Spiritual Aqua contestants should be 25-man cost per spell. I'm looking forward to the release date. Oh, Pogren. We got a top super chat from Pogren. Do you feel in the next few weeks we might have a release date? Pogren, I was thinking about this as well. I think in the next few weeks, if we don't have either a yes or no on the beta or a release date, I think we'll probably have one or the other soon. I'm honestly not sure about, and thank you for the $5. It's like my first donation ever, so thank you so much, Pogren. And by the way, guys, Pogren just started making videos. If you guys want to check him out, just type in Pogren and you'll be able to watch. He made a quiz, it was really cool. Just give him some support. He could definitely use it. He just started making videos, and he's really passionate about Classic WoW. That's what we love here. So, it's really interesting because I really don't know if we're gonna get a beta, dude. Like, and I'm kind of upset about that in a little way because a beta would mean we get some more insight into things, we get some more, to look at what's going on and could have more of a say. Like, okay, this is not right. This is not right. I think not having a beta would be stupid, but I can also see why they wouldn't have a beta because it would kind of diminish hype a little bit. I don't know. Or it could help with hype. So who knows? Hey, Defcamp Melderon, what we really need to take from this is that Classic team is different from the retail team. These guys clearly care and listen to us. Probably going to do a discussion vid. Absolutely, Chimley. I agree. I really feel like they're, the retail guys lately have gotten some heat about how they've been talking to the community and what they've been doing, and I really feel like the classic community itself is just a better community than the retail community. I'm just sorry, I think they are. So I think the way that we can have this conversation with the classic, with the classic developers can just be a better conversation. So I really feel like we have a much better thing going on here between the developers and the community. So I think that's a really good thing, and I think it does say a lot that they are listening to us, right? I will most likely be working when Classic comes out, but I will prep a lot of food and snacks so I don't have to cook food at home for. Yeah, you gotta get ready, man. So okay, so someone said no PvP. Yeah, that's no PvP time. Line is sad. So this is what I'm thinking here. Let's get down here to phase 6. So, oh, thank you, Pogren. So phase 6, okay. Nax, Scourge Invasion. And then after that, they said, we haven't determined exactly when Phase 2 to 6 will occur. And PvP content is notably missing from the list above. That's because we're still evaluating our options regarding PvP rewards, as they also changed over time, both in power and in terms of which PvP reward items were available. While we can't elaborate on every detail of every step we're going to take yet. We're here reading all of your questions, and we're going to keep the answers coming. So that's awesome. That is like really amazing. Now the whole PvP thing, I'm a little just curious about, because I wonder if they're going to have the honor system in place at launch, but might not have BGs available until phase 2. But the question is, will they have all BGs available, or will they just do WSG and Arathi Basin and then AV later? Because AV, did not cut the battlegrounds didn't come all out at once. So maybe they'll have 2 come out in phase 2, 1 come out in phase 3. But that seems kind of late to have AV in the same patch as BWL. So we're gonna have to wait and see what they do with that. Dokken, what's up, brother? Guys, Dokken, another amazing guy. Check him out. He does some really great stuff over at his channel. If you have the time, definitely check him out. Yeah, so this is great. So they're really making it sound like they're reading the replies, they're reading what people saying, they're talking about it, and I think there's a lot of questions to be answered yet, but at least they're starting to talk, right? At least they're starting to have a conversation with us. Like, I mean, we were in the dark for fucking months, almost a year, and now we finally get something. 2 posts, even. So we get the blue post that we had 2 weeks ago, and then this. So is Classic out right now? No, George, it's not. We're waiting, hopefully, until summer, is what we were told. Summer of this year. So, yeah, guys, really good news. Thanks for the shout-out, my man. Dokken, absolutely. And then, guys, there's another thing I want to talk about. So, all this said, right, we got 6 phases here. We have the fact that they're releasing patch progression. Now, the other thing we talked about, I wanted to talk about again, is the item progression. Are we going to get the iteration of, say tier 1? Are we going to get the final iteration of it, or are we going to get the changes throughout the time? So I think that would have a pretty big effect on how, because I'm not too familiar with all the classes, but I know for Paladins, the gear was not very healing friendly at first, and then it did change. For Priest, tier 1 was better a little bit for certain items, and certain items got worse. So I'm wondering about that, and I'm really wondering about the whole PvP thing, because I think, like I said, phase 3 would be way too late for AV. So I'm wondering if they're going to dump everything out in phase 2, or if they're going to do everything at launch. So I don't know, guys, but best part is this is actual information. Yes, it is. Dunedane, what's up, brother? How you doing, my man? Yeah, guys, I am actually really surprised. I'm like, Melderon made a video earlier, like an hour after this came out, and within the last, like I said, month, we've gotten really good news. So I'm just like kind of in awe right now. I mean, this actually means, guys, that Classic is going to be like an actual live, at first I wasn't sure. Let's give them what they want. Let's dump it all out. Let's put it there. They'll do what they want, and they'll kind of have nothing to worry about, right? They don't have to put too much effort into it. They just have it there, and it's there. It's gonna last a couple months, whatever. But this actually makes it feel like it's gonna be an actual live, thriving game, right? We're gonna get patches 1 to 6, which is basically 2 patches in one. So instead of 12, we're getting 6, and it's something that we can work with, right? I mean, we're definitely going to be able to do this and hopefully play this game for years to come. So I'm just so fucking excited, man. I'm looking forward to chatting with people again in WoW. I've missed the social interaction. Dude, you got that right. We made a classic WoW etiquette guide, Melderon and I, and it was just about, how to deal with etiquette and dealing with people while soloing and in dungeons in Classic WoW. And I'm really interested to see how people from retail and people from who've never played WoW in general are going to be introduced to this, right? Because there's a lot of we got a super chat. I'm sorry, I missed that. Oh, Kazos, I'm sorry. We got 200 sec from Kazos. Holy crap. Been following you guys for quite some time now and love your content and Discord. This donation was long time coming, and yes, no, it's not needed. Thank you so much, VX Cosmos. You've been really a huge part of our community, and I can't thank you enough. This means a lot. Like I said, this is like our 2nd donation ever, so that means a lot. Yeah, I can't believe I can't believe it. Yeah, thank you, dude. So what I was saying about the whole interaction with other people coming, I'm really looking forward to that. I think there's a ton of people who have never played Classic WoW or who have played retail who are gonna like really enjoy the social interaction. I mean, to me, the community and the social interaction is what makes Classic WoW so different from any other version of WoW. BC, we had a little bit of a similar story, but as things came out like Dungeon Finder, like LFG, you really would go into a dungeon, spend 15, 20 minutes and not really get any interaction. If you had, maybe one or two sentences, you'd be lucky. Hey, mage, do this, or hey, whatever, can I have this? It's not, it doesn't feel like an MMO anymore. And a lot of people have been itching to have that back. Yeah, I really, and we made that guide, like, just, so some people, I know a lot of people probably saw it, but like, oh, a lot of this stuff's obvious. Like, of course you roll on chests and things like that, but there's going to be a lot of people who have no idea what to do when you see a chest in the dungeon. And it's going to be a great opportunity for us to kind of have that experience again that we had in vanilla through other people, maybe a little bit vicariously, but hey, whatever we can get, right? At Defcamp and Melderon, don't get me wrong, I don't demand or expect any special treatment because I donated. Just me showing some more appreciation for all that you do for the community. Cosmos, it's just, I never have gotten like donations before, so I'm like a little thrown back. So it means a lot, dude. And you guys who have been, watching our content for a while, and you guys are like at every comment. I see you guys all the time. We see you guys. We try to we try to reply to almost every comment if we can. So, but like that is what this community is all about. With the etiquette guide, and with the DefTalks, with the GMAs, even with Classic WoW Live, the project that we're working on. Like, we're trying to make a place where people who love this community can come together, work with each other, and just get to know each other. Like, we're going to have forums in there. We're going to have people working on content together. We're going to have guides. We're going to have a database. It's going to be a place where people who love Classic WoW can come together and hang out. So that's kind of the dream, and I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited. I'm so pleased with how that intro tuned out. It was delightfully embarrassing. Yeah, guys, so Chimley did the intro in our etiquette guide, and we have like Vivaldi playing in the background. We wanted like this really proper person to say something. I'm like, dude, we gotta have Chimley do it. So if you guys go over and check it out, it's it's one of our newest videos right before the announcement we made about the news. So check that out. It's really funny. Chimley did a great job. And if you guys haven't checked out Chimley's content, I've said this before, not only is Chimley one of the best Classic WoW content creators out there, but he's one of my favorite content creators in all of YouTube. The amount of work and just effort that this guy puts into his content is amazing. It's amazing. And I am a musician, so I love the music of WoW, and he kind of makes you hear it all in like a new way and for the first time. So if you guys want to check that out, you have to check out Chimley. Dune is someone else you have to check out. He makes some amazing videos. And if you're not sure what class you want to play for Classic, you have to check out Dune videos, because he explains each class in a way that you really get the sense of the class fantasy for each class. I've been starting to dabble a little bit more into shamans, and he said something about shamans like that just really stuck with me. And it was something about just hanging out by the water and getting like, I don't know I forget exactly the words, but you really get a sense of like the class fantasy for each class. So definitely check out Dune. And yeah, I'll throw up a link. I'll do that. Give me one sec. If Melderon can do that, hopefully he's around right now. I'm like, there you go. Yeah, dude, Shaman, like, that's one. So something about Classic WoW that never ceases to amaze me is I'm learning something every day. Like, even though I'm playing on, that server that shall not be named, and it's not, Classic, it's not actual vanilla, like, these little things that I have picked up in the past couple years has just been, it's been amazing. Like, the experiences that I've had. I always used to joke about shamans, but like, oh, they're second-rate healers, they're this and that, because I like paladins better in the way they healed. But lately I've been playing my shaman, and I've been having so much fun. I always was a little afraid of totems because there were so many of them. I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, you got a totem for everything. Like, what am I doing this? I just want to go over there and whack somebody. Why I have to worry about all these totems? But Melderon was like, instead of looking at them as all these different totems, just look at them as different spells. So once I did that and I got the feel of it, I gotta say, shamans have become one of my favorite classes now. They're just so flavorful, and they have something up their sleeve for everything. And I always feel like if you want to be good at PvP, if you want to be really good, you gotta know your classes, right? You gotta know, even if you never played a warlock before, you gotta know what a warlock can do. Even though if you never played a warrior before, you gotta know what they have up their sleeve. So as I've been, learning more about these classes, I've been seeing how my improvement in my PvP on my main class or my priest has been, because, if I'm running away from Paladin, before, where I wouldn't have tried to dispel his hand of freedom or something like that, so he couldn't, get out of a slow or anything like that. Now I know, oh, well, he has hand of freedom. That's something that's really good that you want to get rid of if you can purge it, if you can dispel it. It's just little things like that you start to learn over the years that has just really like opened my eyes to how complex and how amazing this game really is. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Shammy hype. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dunedain. I mean, it's seriously, guys. There's so many amazing classic WoW content creators like Cargos. I mean, the guys that he's put up recently have been outstanding. Not just recently, but all his work. And we really got some amazing new content creators that are coming out. People that I feel like I was actually gonna make a video on. Sorry for the background. Just I'm gonna get that playing again. 1 second. One sec, guys. Let me just get this up. But I was actually going to make a video about that recently, and I was kind of thinking, what would be a good, way to kind of introduce you to some of the new people that I've been watching myself. So recently, I've been watching a lot of just videos that are kind of like PvP, so PvP videos, a lot of like enhancement, elemental stuff, and like that, and there's a lot of PvPers out there that I've never even heard of, and a lot of guys who stream that are like just totally don't get any, like, I mean, they get a little bit of traction, but they definitely don't get what I think they should get. One of those guys is Chris Wow. Man, when I tell you this guy, he has the balls of like a friggin', I don't know, he's got big balls, right? So yeah, this thing just stopped working. There we go. Okay. And what he does, right, he just doesn't like really talk during the stream or anything like that, and he'll just go over at somebody that's like 10, 15 levels higher than him, and just charge him and just start destroying him. So that's one guy I like watching a lot. Of course, when I'm watching streams, most of the time I'm watching either Dawkin, like if Hamster Wheel streaming, or Orkbit. But there's some really good content creators out there who have just been putting out some amazing content. One of them is Platinum WoW. If you guys haven't ever checked out Platinum WoW, he's another one you have to check out. Yeah, Mad Season is amazing as well. Mad Season is like, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are like some really, really, really good people out there, but these are some of the people that have been like underrated. Mad Season has been putting out stuff for years, and he is just, I mean, you can ask Melderon. He's been one of our biggest inspirations, has been Mad Season. So, but yeah, Platinum WoW is definitely someone you got to check out. Perfect Stealth, absolutely amazing content. And I'm gonna forget people here, and that's why I hate doing this on the spot, because I know I'm gonna forget people. I'm like, shit. Grace for Days, absolutely amazing content. We already said Dunedain. We already said Dawkin, right? Yep. Chimley. Like I said, check out Pogren's new stuff. And I'm sure you guys know Cargos, all those guys. So just make sure you give them guys. If you guys are looking for people that you haven't heard of, definitely check out some of those people. They are absolutely superb in the content they make. So I want to talk a little bit about this again, about the news we got. So does anyone think that I'm trying to think about, so where it says here, dungeon loot reconfiguration, tier 0.05 dungeon gear, relic drops, and location changes. What do they mean by location changes? Does anyone know what they're talking about there? And dungeon loot configuration. So I'm guessing that's like the patch 1.10 that they're talking about there, where the dungeon loot gets like a lot of new dungeon loot gets introduced there. Like we said, there's shoulders in BRD. I mean, there's tons of new gear that comes in, and gear. But I'm wondering if they're talking about they're going to be upgrading gear there, or if it's just going to be new gear that's coming out. They also said they want our feedback and support. Yes, they did, VX Cosmos. And I think the best way to do that is either to reply to this post here that they put here, or on the forums. And even on your own, if you guys want to make videos and things like that, I'm sure that they check out people's videos and stuff. But for the most part, I mean, I think the best way to give feedback is definitely on the forums and to respond to this post. Everyone asked for a release date. Yeah. So the thing about when they did the summer 2019 thing, I'm sure they were looking at it then and saying, okay, we've got so much more to do, and in that time, we can probably get this, and this done. But I think as time goes on, they're looking and seeing that it's not going to be as easy as, doing this, doing that, and doing that. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, than they thought. And I am 100% okay with them taking a little bit more time to make sure that the content comes out the way it's supposed to. Because honestly, if they rush it, yeah, they can always patch it and fix it. But, I mean, if it takes a month or two more, I'm okay with them. But not too long. I don't want to wait till 2020. As long as it comes out like 2019, like maybe early fall. Like, I don't know. But they said summer 2019. And I'm thinking we're still going to see it within summer 2019. What's up, Biznock? How you doing, brother? It's 4 to 6 months from release. We need to know. We coming home, guys. Yes, we are. So, yeah, the other thing that I'm a little not worried about, but just I wanted to see if they were going to think about changing the loot change thing, because I know that a lot of people have been giving feedback about that, and I was hoping that we would hear something about that too. But who knows? Maybe down the line we'll hear something. But I mean, this right here. Like, I can't really express enough how much this means. The fact that they've gotten feedback, people were saying four phases was not enough. We want more, we want the game to be stretched out a little bit more. And it sounds to me like they're willing to put more effort into this than I was expecting, right? Because I was expecting they just wanted to put this out there, have people play it, be a little quick cash grab, make the classic community happy by just putting it out there and having it, even less than like what private servers are. So honestly, I was surprised today when I saw that they were putting, because this honestly means they're putting a little bit of more time and effort into it, which is a good thing, especially when we look at how Blizzard as a whole has been acting recently. So I think this is all around just good news when it comes to Classic. When it comes to, the development, when it comes to the lifespan of what Classic's going to be, I think this is just like primo good news. I need to play my holiday. I need release date first. Yeah, I know. Oh, almost forgot Razork. Oh yeah, possibly the best raid boss. Dude, Razork is absolutely outstanding, and I guarantee you guys, when Classic comes out, I'm gonna say, like, keep an eye on these guys, because people like Razork have made some of the best boss guides. Like, I don't know if any of you guys remember Tank Spot back in the day. He put Tank Spot to shame. Like, Razork makes insane guides. They're just so good. I hope there isn't a long beta. Corn, there might not even be a beta. Honestly, I don't even know if there will be one. I'm not subbed for WoW, and I've not been since Legion either here. Yeah, didn't buy BFA and won't. Waiting for Classic. I need to be subbed to simply reply to official WoW forums. Yeah, I know, Cosmos, I know, man. It's like part of me wants to be like, okay, take a little bit longer to make sure that it's okay. But then I can just be like, okay, well, release it in the summer, and if something's fucked up, just patch it, whatever. I don't know. It seems like they're listening. Very pleased with this. Yeah, same here, dude. Oh, sorry, I'm a little sick. It seems they're listening. Oh, I just read. Summer basically means third quarter, early July to early September. Blizz is known for dragging things out. Yeah, they are. So they also usually deliver completed games. Remember, I said Blizz, not Activision. Yeah, good point, Cosmos. That's true. Do you think they're gonna follow the TBC after? If they do, Ben, I think it's gonna be a while, man. I really do. But I myself am a huge fan of the Burning Crusade, and I would absolutely love to see that. But right now, I just want to focus on vanilla. But yeah, if everything goes well, dude, I would love to see Burning Crusade and even Wrath, honestly. But I mean, they're planning this far ahead. They're planning ahead a little bit, looking at things. I'm really interested to see what, because like you said, someone said earlier, if everything comes out when the phase launches. So Phase 1, Molten Core, Ani, Maraudon, all launched at the same time. I'm interested if they'll do something different with Phase 2. Like, say they launch Iron Maul, Azurgos, Kazakh, all at the same time, and then they launch, say, Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. Will they wait a couple months? Like, I'm talking well before Phase 3, but during Phase 2, will they launch maybe AV in that time? So I'm wondering if they're going to be flexible within these phases a little bit, because like you said, the AQ war effort begins, and then the AQ raid doesn't open until the war effort is done. So I'm a little interested in that. I wonder if everything is going to be just like 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, 1.10, 1.12, or if it's going to be a little bit of 0.5s here and there. We'll see. I think the problem with the current Blizzard is Activision runs the show, so they could still push things up and end up botching the release. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, this looks like good news and everything, but and I don't want to shit on our parade right now, but I always have in the back of my head, right, that Activision is the big daddy, right? They're the man in this, and if they wanted to shit on our parade, they could. They could, do things to fuck it up, but I really think that the conversation, the way it's going right now between the developers, the community manager, and the community is kind of very close together, more close together than the retail community has, which is a really good sign. And I'm hoping that they kind of give Activision, because like this is a small enough project to where they might not have to dip their hands into it. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and I'm hoping, they'll have other things that Activision will worry about, like, because the amount of money that they make off of, say, what's the fucking, like, Hearthstone, and I just think that they have bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? I think Classic, don't get me wrong, I think Classic will be huge, but I think in the eyes of Activision, it's like, and how they look at Warcraft 3 Reforged, it's not a new IP. It's something that's being redone by Blizzard, and I think the fact that it's that they'll try to keep that Blizzard will hopefully try to keep Activision from going near it, or they might not even want to. I don't know. That's my hope, at least. They could, however, say, we're gonna make as much money as we can with this. We're gonna add a shop. We're gonna add a fucking token, all this shit. And I didn't want to bring that up because but I'm hoping, because of what it is and the fact that it's a re-release, basically. Warcraft 3 Reforged is a reforging. This is basically a re-release of Classic, that they won't have that kind of reach into it. Julian says, if someone thinks that Activision doesn't understand that Classic will bring revenue, only if it kept very close to the original, it fails at life. Yeah. I mean, so retail right now is not doing well. It hasn't been doing well for a while. The fact that Classic has the potential to do better than retail definitely says something. And I'm not saying that Activision, and that's my worry, right? Because part of me thinks that Activision will, I think part of me hopes that Activision will stay away from it because of the reasons I said before. But then part of me is also afraid that they can see the potential and try to make money off of it. But that's where we, as the community, have to raise our voices and say, no, we will not play it or whatever. You know, just basically say that that's not what we want. What we want is, you know, what they're doing now, how they're doing this, and talking with the community. Hopefully that continues. VX says, one of the few things that worries me is when Activision realizes Classic will be a hit, they might think, man, this Classic gig is big. Plans to milk some money. Yeah, that's my worry too. So they will justify the shop with gold sellers power level argument. I hope not. I hope not as well, Billy. I mean, you know, these are our fears, and I think these are the things that we really have to bring to their attention, you know, and just because they're not talking about it now doesn't mean it won't be part of the conversation early. So in my eyes, why not nip it in the bud, right? Let's try to bring something up now and say, okay, guys, we love what you're doing so far. We love the idea that you came with the phases. Let's keep this going. Let's keep it in the essence of vanilla. And I think, you know, we definitely have the obligation right now to make sure that we keep this conversation going. And, you know, another thing is too, like, you know, Classic is, it's, so much of it is in our hands. I really believe that. You know, if it wasn't for us, the community, and, you know, the people who made Nost, the people who made those private servers, if it wasn't for those people and us, they wouldn't be making Classic right now. I definitely don't think they would. So don't underestimate the power that we have here, guys, because we literally, all of us together, made this a possibility, right? If it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for those, and you know, I know a lot of people like to shit on the private server people once in a while, but guys, I mean, like the NOS community and all those guys, and yeah, some of them are, you know, money grubbing, you know, people that like, you know, from, what was their names? I'm not even gonna mention their names, whatever. Yeah, of course there have been the occasional people, just like in any community, there's always going to be the negative few. There's always going to be the toxic people. That even happens in the Classic community. It happens in every community. But for the majority of the community, I'd say 90 to 95% are people who love this game, who are passionate about this game, who want to enjoy it because they love it, and it's the experience of a lifetime, and no other game has come close to it. Those people and us are the ones who made this possible. We have, in essence, the power to drive this the way we want to. I mean, it is in their hands, yes, but I really believe that if they fail at this, and I know Blizzard does not want to fail at this, it will really hurt them. I mean, they're already down, right? They don't want to be kicked when they're down. So I think they have a lot at stake here, even though it's a smaller IP compared to their other IPs. Alright, so when is Classic supposed to be released? It's supposed to be released in the summer of 2019. I hope the community doesn't turn out like OSRS. At the start of the community, it was great, but it's so incredibly toxic now. Yeah, I've heard the same thing, and I think, you know, that's kind of where we have to be careful. I'm trying to be careful with what I say here, right? Because I'm not going to just outright say that the whole retail community as a whole is bad. It's a bad community. It's not. I've been part of the retail community for a while. But I would say that the retail community is definitely a lot different than the Classic community. And when Classic comes out, some of that community will be part of the Classic community. They will merge in a sense, in a way. I think we have to... And that's why we made this etiquette guide, right? Because we want to try to instill the essence of vanilla, of Classic, into others, or at least show them what it's all about. I think that's really important that we do that. You know, no matter who you are, if you are someone who even experienced, you didn't even have to experience vanilla. If you experienced, BC, early Wrath, or even the good parts about private servers, you know what vanilla is all about in essence, right? It's about the community. It's about helping each other. It's about sharing the experience. And honestly, I believe, and you guys, this is just my opinion. I believe to an extent we almost have a duty in a sense, I guess, and that's the wrong word, but we almost have an obligation to try and continue that tradition of what vanilla was, right? To be that, and like Melderon, I like to say, to be that vanilla WoW or classic WoW ambassador, to basically be a vision of, what it means to be classic, to be a person experiencing classic WoW. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass right now. I probably am, but I think that if we do that, we can hopefully keep the community the way it was and keep that essence of what made classic WoW great. That's all I'm trying to say. I think if we pass that on to the newcomers, just like it was passed on to me when I first started playing, that we can keep this community good. I really do. I did say duty. Yes, I did say duty. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm missing some chat here, guys. They're fully aware that they can't just go half-assed about this and don't want more private servers. So we got more power. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. I just think that the MMO community in general has become too elitist and about min-maxing everything, and that's a bit of rage. I mean, to an extent, I think you're. I know what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying, and I would say on private servers sometimes it has gotten to that point with some people, but I don't think the MMO community as a whole is necessarily like that. I wouldn't say that. I mean, and it's hard to put a definition on like what the MMO community is as a whole right now, because I don't consider the retail WoW community an MMO community, because it's really not an MMO at its heart. There really aren't many pure MMOs out today. So it's kind of hard to put like what the definition of an MMO community really is right now. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Maybe it did in my head. I think the retail population will adapt fairly fast. As the game gets easier and easier, the more social and nice you are. Yeah, that's the idea, Heisebass, right? Is once they adapt and start to integrate into the classic feel, they will change. Because it happened to me. It did. I adapted to what was vanilla WoW at the time, and it made a huge impact on me and how I looked at games in the future, how I looked at experiencing, my character and all these different parts. It really changed who I was as a person. And that's crazy to think about, right? But it did. And hopefully that continues, continues to happen to new players in Classic WoW. That's the fucking beauty of vanilla, man. Is that this game can have such a huge impact on us, dude. It's fucking nuts. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up, guys, to the, I think etiquette will naturally be in Classic because people will need to work together. That's true. And I also think that it now, there are the occasional people who try to be an asshole and try to, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But those people will be... The thing is, you get rewarded for being a good person in a while, right? Because people usually pass it on to you. And when you are a dick, you get treated like a dick. So, you're right, in a sense. Yeah, but some people will be on that fringe and will be the dicks and will be that. But guess what? As a whole, the community... we kind of know how to deal with those people, and we just kind of treat them like dicks, what they are, right? Like any community, you generally meet good people and get out what you put in. Abso-fucking-lutely, Billy. Doge Form said most private servers where you don't get in early are just getting mass ganked by 60s while leveling. Should be better if you start at launch. Yeah, yeah, it also depends, hopefully in Classic, if you guys don't like to be ganked or if that's not your thing, there will probably be PvE servers. I personally love PvP. Yeah, it does suck to be ganked every once in a while, but it gives you more motivation in the end, I think, for me at least, to get to 60 and kick some ass myself. But you know what you say about level 60 gank, right? They're just the friggin' assholes who can't compete in their bracket, right? So they have to go find low levels to make themselves feel better. So, all right, Pootle Noost, Pootles. So the reason why I don't read names a lot, guys, is because I'm horrible at reading names. I don't know why. So if I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Pootle Noost says, I think when people say that retail players are not as much of a community as vanilla, it's because of the game design. That's a good point. Change the setting, they will learn, they will have absolutely, Poodle, absolutely. It is the game design, 100%, absolutely. The modern game doesn't reward the community, only instant gratification, 100%, dude, absolutely. Play Dota, man, that's a toxic community. Yeah, community is what it's all about. Absolutely, dude. I just skipped a bunch. Okay. All right. Pogren says, wait. I skipped. Okay. VX Cosmo says, your classic etiquette video was well needed. Thank you, VX. Retailers get an honest heads up about what to expect, and good behavior pays off a lot for classic, dude. That was all about, right? Karma is fucking real in classic. 100%. It exists. Pogren says, I can agree and disagree with that. It's not the same kind of MMO anymore. Yeah, it's definitely not. It's not about having a family/guild you play with. Current WoW is more about playing a small group. It's a good way of putting that. So the only thing I really don't like about retail too, and it's not the only thing, there's a lot of things, is the sharding and how being on a server really means nothing anymore. You might be in Dalaran or whatever the main city is now, and you see somebody from your server, and it's like, oh wow, that guy's from the same server as I am, but you have no idea who he is. And you go into a group, and you might talk to one or two people, and you might address them as, hey mage, do this or do that, and it's kind of like you have no interaction with those people. However, when I did raid in Legion as like Mythic raiding and doing Mythic Plus and stuff like that, I did have more of a social interaction there, but it wasn't enough for me. I loved having that interaction, just running down the road buffing someone, or having that interaction, pugging a dungeon group. There is no, okay, I think I read that. Oh wait, no, there is no community in retail. You can press 4 buttons like a fruit machine and not speak to anyone. Yeah. It's about your small group of friends. It's about your guild and server. Yeah, it's absolutely about the guild, 100%. Small servers have best communities. Cross servers killed community. Wow. So this is something I'm a little interested in, right? So the population cap, and what I'm hoping the population cap in Classic is going to be hopefully around 2.5 to 3K. That's what I'm hoping for, and I really think that's like the magic number, because you really get a sense of who people are on your server. You remember names, you remember people, you add friends to your friends list, and you feel like you have an impact on that server. Once you start getting above that number, I feel like each person has less of an impact. I myself am looking forward to playing on a server that's not going to be like, I definitely want to play on a higher population server, but I'm not going to want to play on like Asmongold server, right? Because not only will it be insanely packed, but I think it's going to bring a lot of negative people that just want to fuck with Asmongold, and people that just want to, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. It could be a great server, but I want to primarily go on a server that has a good mix of new people and a good mix of people that are classic WoW veterans. That's my ideal server. The idea of server pride is gone, 100%. Small servers have the best community, yes. Guild pride is gone. Yes, I believe that as well. This is why I can't wait for Classic WoW, because my guild and my server will matter. Yeah, dude. And you know what's great? In Classic WoW, right? Like, say you're a Horde guild, right? Like my guild on this Voldemort server, we would go and we would raid Stormwind, right? And next thing you know, right, you kill, fuck's his name? Horrible with names. The dude turned into the Lich King. After you killed Arthas, he took over the Lich King. I can't fucking remember his name. Anyway, kill him, and now the Alliance can't turn on their Ani head. And they know that your guild was the one who just did it, right? So it's great because you have this kind of like cross-faction guild versus guild kind of thing going on. We actually had guilds like that would wait for us in Molten Core that would try to gank us while we had all our buffs. It was really, really funny. Yeah, Bolvar 4 Dragon. Yes, thank you, Bolvar. Yeah, you know, Melderon knows that my mind goes blank pretty often, so thanks for that. Okay, where was I? Alright, so JP said I had a DC in a dungeon in retail. I came back 20 seconds later and was already out of the party. Wow. That's crazy, dude. That is insane. 20 seconds and everyone couldn't wait. They said, oh, he got DC'd. Let's kick him. When in Classic, if that were to happen, I mean, you're waiting, right? Because it's going to take a long time to invite someone else and have them, unless you have a Warlock in your group, to invite someone else and have them get all the way to your dungeon. So you're going to wait for that person. It's just sad, man. Yeah, censorship is what vanilla people like the most. Censorship. I don't know what that. Getting ganked and then you call in your squad. That's where the fun is. Revenge is sweet. Dude, Necro, so Melderon and I were thinking about this, and we got to give props to Gaming Past 30 because he's the guy who put this idea in my head. Could you imagine making a group of buddies or maybe even a guild that just focuses all on local defense, right? So wherever you are, if you have the local defense, chat a thing enabled, join local defense, and you see Town Mill or let's say the Crossroads under attack, you send your group in, go to Crossroads, and kill whoever's there. So have this local defense group, and I would love to do something like that. I used to do it a lot when I played, but I would just go here and there. But having a group ready to defend certain towns, I love that idea. Well, it would be like Horde Police, Hey, what's up, Nathaniel? Resto Shaman in good. Resto Shaman is amazing in vanilla. If you want to check out a good Resto Shaman guide, Melderon made a good Resto Shaman guide. I would definitely check that out. There's also some good guides on ClassicLaw.live, and you definitely came to the right place if you're looking for a shaman. Melderon will take care of you there. You can just check our channel out and you'll find some stuff regarding that. Undead Mage here. So guys, yeah. So okay, a lot of people were talking about their classes, what they want to play. So what is your ideal, when you log in, who is your main going to be? What race and class combination? For me, my first priority goes to my Undead Priest, 100%. I want to hear what yours is. Undead Priest for me. Let's see, some people said Tarn Druid, Orc Warlock, Undead Mage, Undead Priest. JP, that's what I'm talking about at. Alright, Billy, you got to bounce. Thank you, brother. Take it easy, man. Too many people are going to be playing. Yeah, well, 2.5 to 3.3K, I think, is ideal, yeah. Alright, what do we see here? We got Tarn Druid, Troll Resto Shaman. I like that. Night Elf Hunter. Oh, Timo. I gotta say, that is my least favorite, is a female Night Elf Hunter, because I got killed by them so many times while leveling, playing on my Horde character. Female Orc Shaman. I like that. I like female Orc Shaman. I don't personally play female, but I do like how they look. I think female Orc Shamans look cool. Tarn Druid is amazing. Human Mage. I know you talked about this 20 minutes ago. I'm totally off topic, but oh my god, that Chimley intro, awesome. It was great, wasn't it, dude? You guys gotta check that out again. On the classic WoW etiquette. Human Paladin, Tarn Shami, Tarn Druid, Feral. Nice. Yeah, I think Tarn Druids are... I actually like Tarn Druids better than Night Elf Druids. I think they're just so, like, earth and nature. I think they're perfect. Troll Mage. Shaman Troll. Female Dwarf Warrior. Wow, repping the female dwarfs. I actually never really liked dwarfs until I made my Dwarf Rogue. I fucking love dwarfs now. I gotta say, Stone Form is amazing. And if you're a priest, Fear Ward is too. For Alliance, it goes human and then dwarf for me. Human, dwarf, Night Elf, and then I'm not even gonna mention gnome, but I didn't see anyone put gnome in here yet. Do we see any gnomes? No idea what class to play. Corn, you want to check out Dunedane's channel. Corn66. Go to Dunedane, check out his channel. He will help you find the class you want to play. Female Dwarf Hunter, Orc Warrior, or get the fuck out. Yeah, buddy. Night Elf Druid, Human Holy Pally, Male Orc Shaman, and Rogue. Most likely Tarn Warrior. Dwarf Ladies need... Gnome Warlock. Oh, we got a gnome! Agate. Got a gnome. Yeah, I heard RP, PvP. What is a gnome? I don't know. What is a gnome? Night Elf, Human, Dwarf. That's Dunedane that goes Night Elf, Human, then Dwarf. So, I got a little bit of a dilemma here, boys. So, I definitely want to make a shaman in Classic, right? And I'm leveling a shaman now on Voldemort server, and I love enhancement right now. I fucking love it. And for enhancement, I think Orc is great. I really do. I love the stun resist. I love the axe specialization. I love the RP of it. Orc shaman is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But part of me really wants to try elemental, especially when I get to 60 in battlegrounds, things like that. I really want to go Ellie. And for me, the play style of a War Stomp Ellie Shaman, a fucking Tarn who has War Stomp, I think is just, I love that play style, right? I love being able to War Stomp, shoot out a Chain Lightning while there's 3 guys around you stunned, or War Stomp Lesser Healing Wave. I just love the idea of having that 2-minute cooldown stun, area stun around you. I think that's such a badass combination right there. However, I really will miss the stun resist, but man, I don't know, dude. I love for Ellie. I'm thinking Tarn for Ellie, man. What do you guys think? I think Tarn for Ellie. I gotta. Yeah, I love the RP of Tarn too, Jim. I mean, come on, man. Like a big giant fucking Tarn shaman with fucking spikes coming out of your shoulders and shit, dude. It's awesome. The only other thing, and Melderon said this too, is like don't sleep on Troll, dude, because Troll, especially if you're a resto, I mean, most times in raids you're gonna be taking some damage. You pop Berserking Dunes, throw out some Chain Lightnings, whew. I mean, for me visually, I think Troll would probably be my lowest, but Berserking is great too. Yeah, it's crazy, man, because like I think shamans, each class for shamans, each race for shamans have something really amazing. Whether it's War Stomp, plus you don't forget the stam bonus that you get from fucking shot for druids as well. Orcs get that amazing stun resist, axe specialization. Cargo's in the house. What's up, brother? Dude, guys, Cargo's was streaming today, and did you hit like 500 people in your stream, dude? Absolutely insane. I think that was a new record. So, grass to Cargos. He is my brother from another mother. So, Tarn Master Race, dude. I'm loving Tarn, man. I think, like, don't get me wrong. My Undead Priest is primo for me. He's number 1. He's going to be my main. But, and I want, I know you guys, you're probably like, what is wrong with you? But a lot of you probably will like this, but I want to have a human paladin on another server. Because God, please don't let there be cross faction on the same server, please. There definitely shouldn't be. So, I definitely want to have my Alliance human paladin, because my first character ever was Alliance. And I'm going to say something now, guys, and I want you to remember this when you're playing Classic, right? If you have never done something in Vanilla WoW, say you've played on private servers, you've played Classic, you played Horde all your life, do yourself a favor. I'm not saying make it your main. I'm not saying make it your main thing to do, but level the opposite faction. If you've never done Horde, do Alliance. I know a lot of you have, and you know what? If you don't want to because you have that faction pride, it's great. I really respect that, but it's like another part of the game you can experience it. It's so amazing, right? So my first character was a Night Elf Rogue, and I made him, got him to 60, and then I went Undead. I never went back to Horde. No, I'm sorry, never went back to Alliance after that. On Voldemort's server, on a previous Voldemort server, I made a dwarf rogue, and I never leveled in Lochmadan, never leveled in Dun Moreau. When I tell you guys, it was almost like playing again for the first time. Doing these quests I never did before, doing these amazing. It was amazing. It was a whole brand new experience in a fucking game that's 14 years old. How awesome is that? For people who never tanked before, you've been afraid of tanking, just give it a try. Give it a shot. You owe it to yourself. You never tried healing before? Give it a shot, dude. It's like, what other game can you play for this long and still have aspects of it that you've never explored before? If you never tried fishing before, give it a shot. If you never tried engineering before, give it a shot. Like, I will 100% be an advocate to anyone. If you've never done anything before, try it out, dude. Like, this is the time to do it. Classic WoW is here. I'm not saying don't stick with your guns and do your orc warrior. Do it. Make that your main. But have a little experience on the side. You can have your cake and eat it too, right? Have your main character and then have someone else that you never experienced before. Because I'm telling you, man, fishing is oddly fun, Joshua, and it's something that I'm looking forward to. So I'm going on my priest to start off. I'm going tailoring and enchanting, right? I'm going cooking and fishing. And what I'm doing is I'm going tailoring till I make my True Faith vestments. Once I make True Faith, I'm dropping tailoring, and I'm going engineering because I wanna rank on my priest. I do. I want to get to like at least rank 10 on my priest. That's my goal. If I can get to rank 10 on my priest, I'll be happy. And then for my other classes, I think I'm gonna do. I don't know, but I'm gonna definitely make sure that I do like really good. I love professions. I used to be that guy who would level all the way up to 60 and not worry about professions. I'd be like, I'll worry about them later, and then I never leveled them. Right? On my first character, I didn't even have lockpicking on my rogue. So I gotta say, dude, I am all about professions now. It's like a whole nother side of the game. Let me read some more chat, guys. I'm sorry I haven't been. So VX Cosmo says he played on both sides. It gives a very good in-game experience. How to counter each other. Absolutely. This mimicking, others on guides doesn't mean you understand it. Yeah, dude, that is so true. VX just said some truth right there. He just preached from the sermon of WoW. Just because you watched it on the guide and you saw it, it's totally different when you experience it yourself, right? Just like for me, I mean, some of you might be able to learn really well from watching. I myself, I'm more of a hands-on learner. So I really understand shamans so much more now that I've played one. I understand like when a shaman is going to throw down a grounding totem, or I gotta make sure I go after those totems, dude. If I'm a rogue and I'm on a shaman, I gotta make sure I'm paying attention to see if he's got a poison cleansing totem before I blind him. You know what I mean? Little shit like that. I didn't realize how much it really is impactful until I played that class. Melderon said it the other day, right? He was playing a warrior. This is the first time he was warrior grouping with me, and he was tanking as a warrior, and I gave him Wind Fury, and he was like, now I understand why everyone freaks out about Wind Fury, right? Because it's so good. It gave him so much more rage. It made tanking so much easier for him. You really get such a more understanding when you start to play that class. It's amazing, because like I said, you can read the guides, you can try to understand it. For me, at least, and I think for VX, this goes the same. Like, I am a much better learner when I'm hands-on. Warlocks, are the classes I know the least about. And I've been trying to mess around, doing some research here and there. But I know, until I level a Warlock to, at least, 40 or so, there's a lot that I need to learn about them. I know as a priest, right, to dispel all their fucking shit, dispel if they use sack, dispel their shadow, reflection, but, spell stones. You have so many, Warlocks have so many different things up their sleeves. And I really feel like if you play that class, you will be able to deal with it so much better. So much better. The most overpowered PvP class spec is without a doubt Boomkin, says Patrick Bateman. If you can get a hold of an epic cloth spell damage gear, etc. from 40-man raids, which is really hard to obtain as Boomkin. Dude, I don't know about. I mean, maybe you're right because I never did it myself, but I will say that Boomkins and Druids are probably one of the most underrated classes and specs in PvP. Boomkins are sick. Do you guys realize that Boomkins get the same amount as armor as feral tanks? I think it's a 360% armor from items. They are like fucking walking tanks. It's crazy. And the amount of damage they can do, plus the amount of healing, the amount of CC, you can root people, you can sleep hunter's pets. If you know how to play a class, man, I feel like there's so many classes out there where the skill cap is so high. Like warriors, there's a lot of mediocre warriors out there, but there's only a few amazing warriors who can deal with any class. I mean, more than a few. And Boomkin is definitely one of those underrated, underplayed classes that just do so well in PvP. I mean, Druids alone do so well in PvP as flag carriers, as healers. I mean, I don't like the playstyle. I do like the playstyle, and I don't in a couple ways, because I know if you want to play good and you want to survive, you got to like be able to kite and run away and know when to get away, know when to heal. And for some people that might not be like, what they want to do. Some people just want to charge in there and just fuck shit up and survive and try to do whatever you can to survive. But a Druid, I feel like, is a precise weapon that if you know how to deal with it, if you know how to be like, what's that word? You can be like a very precise instrument if you're a Druid. I mean, almost any class can, but I feel like Druids more so in a lot of ways. VX has a question. Does Orc stun resist racial work versus those PvP grenades? I do believe it does. It's a stun, correct? Yes. Oops. The Real Kyle says, Sup Def, watched Mel's video, S-Fan, and stay safe. Nobody talked about what they think will happen with talents. Didn't those change throughout vanilla, or we don't care about those? So the Real Kyle, the reason I think why nobody's talking to them is because most of us 100% believe that we will be getting the 1.12 talents. Yes, they did change throughout the timeline, but they were pretty clear, at least to me, and to a lot of people. We do believe that they will be using the 1.12 talents throughout the whole of Classic. There's a very small chance that won't be, but I'd say 99% we will be getting the 1.12 talents. Anything is up for change. Anything's up to be different. I myself wanted, and I know Dunedain did, and a lot of others definitely wanted to see the 1.1 talents and then the changes throughout the course. But I highly, 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 highly doubt that will be the case. We most likely, 99% chance, will be getting the 1.12 talents. Pretty sure it's going to be June release. Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. 25% chance to believe. Yes, Garrett. Orcs get a 25% chance to resist all stuns. And the really cool thing about that is, so I don't know how other rogues are, but when I'm a rogue and I play on my dwarf rogue, when I go up against a orc, I totally have to rethink my attack, because I know that 1/4 of my stuns are going to be resisted. So for a lot of rogues, and I don't know, maybe some people just go and try to get their stuns. Like, I'll open up with an ambush or a Garout instead of a cheap shot, because I don't want that immunity on my opener. You know what I mean? I want to be able to get the damage if I can. So playing an orc can have that effect. It does on me. People will. It's almost like playing a paladin in a way. How some people don't target paladins because, oh man, they gotta, like, if there's like a group of 4 people, and unless the paladin's holy or whatever, but I do this a lot, I know a lot of people do. A lot of people won't target the paladin because they know they've got a bubble, they've got lay on hands, they got all this shit they gotta deal with. I'm gonna go after the class I know I can kill quickest. If it's a priest or whatever, a lot of people do that. And for myself, it's almost that same effect when you play an orc, to an extent. People won't use stuns maybe, or you figure out maybe different ways of doing things instead of opening up with the stun. So that is a pro, I think, to being an orc, is that some people we'll try to think of different ways of dealing with you, or we'll say, okay, well, I'm not going to open up on this orc shaman. I'm going to open up on this priest over here instead, or this warlock instead, because I know I'll be able to get my cheap shot and be able to backstab him and cold blood eviscerate him and kill him in a couple seconds. Whereas that shaman might resist it, so I'm not going to go on him. I'm going to go on this other guy. So you definitely have pros in that sense, I think, as a shaman, as a orc. I'm sorry. It's the same way I feel about Ellie Shaman. I have a feeling that Shaman, Pallies, and Druids have a lot more potential than anyone may think. Absolutely. Private servers are not as accurate. Yeah, that's a good point, man. You know, Ellie Shamans are amazing in PvP, and it's all the hybrid classes. If you haven't noticed, guys, like hybrid classes, people always say, oh, you know, hybrids don't do well. Like we were talking about in the GMA and before, you got to look at everything in the three aspects of the game, which is PvE, PvP, and leveling. So when you look at the hybrid classes, they do really, really, really well in PvP because they can heal, they can, you know, do great damage. You know, a lot of those hybrid classes really excel in PvP, and some people don't play them because they want to focus on the PvE aspect of things, or if they do, they play them, you know, as resto and so much and so forth. But I really think shamans and druids and paladins will be probably played. I mean, you got to think, like, I think druids are the least played class on private servers. I'm guessing it'll be similar in classic. I think it'll be very similar to what we see on private servers. I'm sure warriors will be at the top. You know, I'm sure hunters will be, you know, played a lot because everyone wants to get through the leveling process quickly. And I'm sure we'll see the hybrid classes, you know, more towards the bottom. I think that's how it's going to be. And I think private servers, a lot of people crap on private servers and say, you know, they didn't do a good job, you know, getting things right. And they did the best with what they had, man. And a lot of people say they're totally wrong. They're not 100% wrong on a lot of things. They did a lot of guesswork. They went back on way back machines and things like that. And they really got very close. I would say the things that are off are probably within 15 to 20%, maybe even less, maybe 10% to what they were. Of course, there are some things that are very hard to duplicate, that are very hard to go back and see, and those things are hopefully going to be okay in Classic. But I think a good thing to remember is, guys, at least I think that this is what they said, right? They only have the data for 1.12. A lot of it, they're going to have to do the same things that private servers did. They're going to have to go back, find the you know, files or whatever they have to find to make sure they do things. And we know for a fact that Classic is going to be a little bit different, right? They're going to have loot changes. They're going to have loot trading. They're going to have hopefully sharding only in the beginning. So I don't think, you know, to say that Classic's going to be 100%, you know, more right than private servers, you know, when you look at some aspects, it's not going to be, because private servers don't have loot trading. They don't have sharding. They do, however, have dynamic respawns and things like that. So, but I definitely think Classic definitely has the upper hand because they hopefully have all that stuff they can pick and choose from and find all that information. So, but when it comes to like classes, I think for the most part we will see the same kind of numbers for like warriors and shamans and druids. It might be a little bit different. Let's see. Yeah, I know Dude and Dane would love to see 1.1 towns. One thing I won't... Oop, didn't want to skip that far down. One thing I won't miss is the weekly hotfixes that came with the original launch. Folks often forget how broken everything was at launch. Yeah. I didn't play at launch. Poodle, I didn't start playing until like patch 1.7, 1.8. So, but I do remember... So I wonder, you know, the weekly, every Tuesday, how they would do updates and things like that. That for me was always a good day to watch content on YouTube, because I would sit in my, you know, basement wherever I was, and I would wait and I would watch YouTube videos of WoW until the servers came back up. So I wonder if they're going to do that. I wonder if they have the need to, if they don't have to do that or not. That's a good point. I don't know if that's what you're hinting towards, but incapacitate. Are you sure? It doesn't say stun the target, but one way to find out. Yeah, I'm not sure, because on my dwarf, I'm trying to remember if it worked on them or not. What forward would you all recommend for talking with fellow players and planning, etc.? Joining a guild prior So, Charlie, California, the forums for Classic WoW Live are not out yet, but they will be very soon. Once they go live, I highly recommend checking out the Classic WoW Live forums. For right now, though, I'd probably go on Reddit slash Classic WoW. You probably have a good conversation with people. But once we get the forums running on Classic WoW Live, we're going to be doing a lot of that planning and stuff there. Doka78 says, do you think they will bring back the PvP markings website or have it all in-game window? Ooh, that's a good question, man. So will they? Well, I hope they have an armory as well. Because I wonder if you're going to be able to inspect. That's another thing I just thought about. I wonder if you're going to be able to inspect talents or anything either. Because in Classic WoW, you weren't able to inspect talents. But how did it work on the demo? Does anyone even remember? I think you were. Were you able to inspect talents? I can't remember now. If someone can, if someone remembers, can you let me know if you could or not? But as far as the website, I don't know. I think if you can inspect talents and things like that, it'll probably be in-game windows. But if not, they might have it on the website. Main Shaman Alt Druid. That's a good combo right there. Going to pity the fool in the alliance when I'm wrecking them. Yeah, brother. That's, I am... So, I don't know about some of you guys, but the way I like to do things when I play on my priests is I like to go my holy spec when I raid, and then after I'm done raiding, I go PvP. And I love the play style of Shadow in PvP. I mean, it's not very hard. It's pretty easy. Especially, I mean, I've been playing it for a while, so I guess it's easy for me. I mean, some people might have to get used to some things, but there's not many things you do, right? You put your dots on, you put your Vampiric Embrace, you Mind Flay, you fear, you silence, you Mind Blast, they die. I mean, it's pretty simple. But they're just so good, and the amount of healing you can do, like even if you, I usually take improved Vampiric Embrace. My Shadow Priest is 30% of all the damage you do comes back to healing. I mean, if you have, and as an undead, if you have Devouring Plague up, plus your improved Vampiric Embrace, and you have all your dots up, your Shadow Word Pain, and you Mind Flay. I mean, I can sit there and Mind Flay on a rogue and just watch my health go up while he's attacking me. It's crazy. They're just so good at PvP. Such as it does, it really makes a difference whether KT's Frostbolt Volley did 3,500 in vanilla and 3,600 on private servers. Yeah. Checked an old Wowhead page where it does say incapacitates targets. Okay. Can you imagine how frustrating an Orc Paladin would be to kill? And what's great though? I absolutely love when a Paladin, when I'm playing on my Orc, just runs up to me and you see him do Hammer of Justice and he goes like, and then nothing happens. When you see that you resisted a stun as an Orc, dude, it's such a good feeling. But that's the thing, like when going back to my choice for Shaman, do I want to rely on the RNG or do I want to rely on having that 2-minute stun? That's why I think for me, like if I go enhancement, I'll go RNG all the way, right? I'll go RNG when it comes to Wind Fury, I'll go RNG when it comes to resist stun. But if I'm going elemental, I'm definitely going Tarn. But the question is, do I want to go Ellie or do I want to go enhancement? Man, I'm loving enhancement right now. I was leveling. I was on Voldemort's server and I just one hit Warlock that was like 4 levels higher than me. All 3 swings of Wind Fury crit. And when I tell you, I heard that he was a gnome, and it was music to my ears. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Razoric, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Razor says concepts abilities will be roughly the same. It's mostly just fine-tuning the numbers on a lot of things, though that's not to say that some things will be different, because they will be, of course. Absolutely, 100% agree, brother. We were just talking about your channel. Guys, if you want to check out some amazing, amazing boss guides, go check out Razoric. I highly, 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 highly recommend checking them out. If you want to prepare for Classic before it comes out, gotta check out Razoric. When I was saying earlier, puts tank spot to shame. And like we're talking about, like the little things here, you watch his guides, I'm telling you, it won't make a difference when he comes to Classic. It will prepare you, whether or not, for the most part, for the encounter to come. So, just amazing, amazing artwork from Razoric. Thank you for coming and joining us. Druids are very underestimated, absolutely. both PvE and PvP. Not being gear dependent for PvE leveling is huge and great for PvP, both DPS or healing. Able to stealth and heal is huge. Priest targeted miles away. Dude, VX Cosmos, that's so true, man. I'm leveling a druid as well right now. And how fast I can kill shit, and my gear's not even great. I mean, I kill shit so quick. I can kill 3 or 4 targets, and then all I gotta do is come out of cat form, put a healing touch on myself, cap myself up, and then I just keep going. And then at the same time, I can stealth through, make sure I gotta kill the one mob I need to. I can get out of any slows, I can get out of polymorph, I can get out of so many things. Druids are just amazing at PvP. They're amazing utility. They do so good at leveling. They do so good at PvP. However, in PvE, you will be limited to what you can do as far as healing. But, as I will be making a video very, very, very soon with Taladrill, we will go into the exploration of just how good Druid tanks are. And are they able to be a reliable tank in raids in Classic WoW? We will get more on that. If you guys are going to have to stay tuned for our one of our next videos for that. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And if you guys don't know who Taladrill is, he is probably one of the best. He is the premier Druid theory crafter out there. He knows so much about this fucking game. It's sick. It is. So he actually did a lot of the talking and gave all the information regarding the Druids. So you guys got to check that out when it comes out. Did anyone else read patch notes while waiting? Not just the class buffs, but bug fixes. Absolutely. I did that, and I also, as I said, watched the videos. Can someone confirm for me that they won't upgrade the graphics? This is one of the things I'm worried about. Okay, so Garrett, they did. I don't know if you played the demo. There are some minor graphic upgrades but they aren't retail graphics. They are basically on it's hard to explain. They are a little bit. I highly recommend watching some videos of the demo. I have a video on here, and you can toggle between classic graphics and the graphics, which are basically kind of similar to how they were in Wrath. I'm not 100% really happy on that either, but the classic toggle, when you do hit it, does very much resemble private servers and classic WoW, vanilla WoW. Yeah, that's something that I'm gonna save for more later. But one thing I noticed on the demo, guys, that a lot of people didn't really talk about was some of the animations, such as like the wanding animation. Now, private servers could be wrong with this, but I really remember it being a very quick, and a lot of guys are gonna be like, this is so small, it's so minimal, but to me, I don't know, I like to nitpick at shit like this. The wanding and little, the bow animations, things like that, they were a lot more fluid on the demo, looking like they changed the animations a little bit. I don't know about that, but it's very minimal, very small. It's not a huge fucking deal, right? I don't even know why I'm talking about it right now, but as far as the graphics, yeah, there are some minor changes. So like, when you run through the fields on Westfall, the grass kind of moves around with you. It didn't do that, obviously, in vanilla. This is all new kind of stuff. But like I said, you can put them back onto Classic. And it's not a huge change. It's like I said, it doesn't look like retail. It looks basically like it did in Wrath of Lich King, maybe a little bit different. All right. What are your top 3 dungeons in Classic WoW and 2 top raids that Timo Spath? Okay, top 3 dungeons. Shit. Alright, in no particular order, because a lot of these are very close in where I like them. I'll say for the first one, we'll say Shadowfang Keep. Then we're going to say Scarlet Monastery, and we're going to include all of Scarlet Monastery, because it is pretty much one giant dungeon. I mean, you can't just say Scarlet Monastery Cathedral, right? It's just got to be all of them together. And that's the way I like to think of it. And then SFK, Scarlet Monastery. Dude, SFK is just that classical, like, castle on top of the hill where the fucking Dracula's, like, up there, and it's just, like, it has that amazing feel. You got to check out Platinum WoW's video when he did a video on SFK, and it was amazing. And My last one is going to be BRD. So BRD, SFK, and Silent Monastery. They're my top 3. My 2 favorite raids in vanilla. Okay. Number 1. Now, I didn't raid much in vanilla, and this is the experience that I've had in private servers and everything, but I fucking love ZG. I love ZG. And Melderon right now is just fixing the thing here for me, so just bear with the if you don't hear the music and all right now. So ZG, and my second, now we're just talking vanilla here, right? So my number 2 would probably be, I don't know if I want to put Nax or, oh man, this is hard. This is really hard. I didn't think how hard this was gonna be. Fuck. I love MC, like I really do. But it's definitely not my favorite, and AQ is not my favorite either. Those are definitely my lowest of the 2. I love BWL. I fucking love BWL, and I love Nax, and I love ZG. So can I make it my top 3? We'll do Nax, ZG, and BWL. I don't know if I can do 2. I don't know if I can narrow that down. But anyway, I'll get back to that in a second. Alright, so after the Tarn can be really good with enhancement with their improved range. Yes, well, that's the thing. The improved range, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you get the 2 or whatever 1 yard it is, but also you can be hit. So a lot of times there was a video that came out, I think it was back in BC, you could actually be hit through a pillar, because that range works both ways, from being hit and from giving out hits. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I hate to tell you, but Tarn aren't nearly as good as Orc for PvP. Any spec. You think, I mean, see, I would agree, but for me it's the play style of having War Stomp mixed with, throwing out an emergency heal and throwing out a Chain Lightning. Not necessarily saying that they're better than Orcs. I think Orcs always have the upper hand when it comes to PvP with that stun resist, but personally my play style would have to go to Tarn for an elemental, just to have, because I know there's a lot of times where I feel like, oh shit, these like 3 guys are hitting me, maybe I can use an Iron Grenade here, but I don't know if I'm going to miss or what, let me just fucking War Stomp, throw a heal, maybe put an Earthbind down and try to get away if I have improved Ghost Wolf. Like, I just like that playstyle personally. I don't think they're necessarily better, but I really love that playstyle, man, especially for Elemental. Alright, guys, when are we getting through this? A couple more. Alright. So, Razork, thanks. Heading back to work here. Oh, awesome, Razork. Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you, dude. Nice to see you. Doing live stream, big update today. Yes, I had to do a live stream today. This is only like my 3rd live stream, actually, guys. So, but definitely keep in lookout for more of these as we get closer to the release of Classic fucking WoW. God, that sounds good saying that, doesn't that? Release of Classic fucking WoW. Spark says, you might have already said this 1,000 times, but what professions are you going to take in Classic? So my main professions are going to be tailoring and chanting on my priest, and then I'm going to drop tailoring and pick up engineering for PvP. I'm also going to have cooking and fishing, and also on my alts, I will then, on my shaman, I will most likely have herbalism and alchemy. Or, that's a good thing, or I might have engineering on him as well. Alright, it's good because of Taladril. I'm going to Druid Tank. Dude, Taladril, if you guys want anything about Druid tanking, you have to go check out his guide. And we'll talk about that more in probably in about a week or so. We'll have that video out. Hey, Defcamp, are you EU now? Peterson, no, we are not going to roll on an EU server, unfortunately. Actually, I don't know about that. I might make my Alliance character EU. Because Dunedain is going to be EU, and I really want to play with Dunedain. So I might make my Alliance character EU, and that means I'll have an EU account probably, so I will have other characters there as well. So I wouldn't hold off on that yet. I don't know about that. Okay. Thanks for answering, brother. No problem, Garrett. Alright, so a couple more of these. Yeah, Skolo is really good as well. I mean, I actually did Skolo last night, and I love the part. So when you have to go in the different rooms and then you come in the middle. But one of the best parts for me, I think, doing Skolo is coming through the first door and then going through. Or you know what? No, I think the best part. I just love if you guys do the jump and then you jump through and then the whole part there. I don't know. There's so many good parts of Skolo. There really is. Strat's really good as well. Stratholme is amazing. I always forget Strat and Skolo when I add them to my. I mean, I do. I gotta say the top three though for me are BRD, SM, and SFK without a doubt. I love those fucking dungeons. Skolo and Strat would be coming. I said they would probably. I love ZF as well though, man. Zul'Farrak is really nice. I love the troll theme. I love Zolomon in Burning Crusade. I love Zul'Gurub. I love Zul'Farrak. I love the hinterlands. God, I can't think right now. But yeah, the outdoor dungeon there, so fucking good. Yeah, we are gonna stream more Pogren. 100%. I'm gonna stream more. It's definitely something that I want to do more. The big issue with me with streaming was before, guys, and I'm sorry about this, and I want to do this more. I wanted to finish and I probably will finish the Diablo stream. I don't know if any of you guys tuned into that, but I will finish that. The problem is, like, I really want to stream the game I love, and unfortunately, I don't want to stream Voldemort servers or anything like that because, this channel isn't just mine, it's also Melderon's. I don't want anything happening to the channel. And I was going to wait until, like a beta or something like that. But just to hop on here and talk to you guys, I want to do this more often because I just like interacting with you guys. And the community we've made here has been amazing. I can't stress it enough. Some of you guys have become our friends. We've met in real life. Like, it's just been absolutely outstanding interacting with you guys, talking with you guys. And I fucking love it. So we're going to be doing this more. I just want to read what Matthias says here real quick. Oh, Pogren says, BRD, Strath, ZF all day. Very nice. So War Stomp on Ellie Shaman is way more powerful than Orc Sun Resist. Everyone saying otherwise is just echoing common wisdom, the combo possibilities. Matthias, a lot of it for me, and I think for other people it has to do with, like, the play style. Some people just love relying on that Sun Resist. I love relying on that fucking War Stomp as an Ellie Shaman. I love it. And you know what? For me personally, like, for my play style, I think it is better. But some people love that Sun Resist, and I totally respect that. I'm doing Warrior for that specific reason. Nice. Alright. Hey, Def, what's up, Lucas? I love anything with Scourge in it. Love the Gothic. Look at the game. Feels darker, especially. Yeah, dude, that's why I love playing Undead, brother. I fucking love it. Guys, so I just wanted to say again today, we had some amazing fucking news. Amazing news. We are getting content in 6 patches. Basically, half of what we got in original vanilla. Instead of 1 to 1.12, we're going to be getting 6 patches, tuned in a little bit, brought together a little bit down. So we have, again, I'm going to reiterate this: Phase 1, Molten Core, Ani, Maraudon. Phase 2, Dire Maul, Azrago's Kazakh. Phase 3, Blackwing Lair, Darkmoon Fair, Darkmoon Dex. Phase 4, ZG and Green Dragons. Phase 5, AQ War Effort, AQ Raid opens, and Dungeon Loot Configuration. So that's, I believe, the 1.10 loot configuration. Again, like BRD and other dungeons had new loot put into it. Really good loot, kind of like catch-up mechanics. Relics drop, rates and locations changes. Phase 6 will be Nax, Scourge Invasion. Nothing yet about PvP. Again, we're just guessing. I'm guessing probably around Phase 2. Having to determine exactly when Phase 3 through 6 will occur, or the time between them, we don't know that either. And again, guys, fucking keep talking to the Blizzard, right? Keep talking to the Blizzard, because they fucking listen. It looks that way. So let's just keep the conversation going. Did you miss my comment on loot trading? Something I don't hear often. Spoke to Blizzard. SVN spoke to Blizzard and BlizzCon there, wherever it comes. For it. Loot trade for raids with ML only, etc. Okay, so if they're aware of it, that's good. So we just need to keep the conversation going, guys. Like I said, when it comes to any of the issues that we have, whether it's loot trading, whether it's sharding, whether it's anything you can think of, we need to just keep the conversation going because they're listening. They're listening, and it's a good thing. We've gotten 2 blue posts in a couple of weeks. We've gotten a lot of news recently, a lot of good news, and things are looking up, dude. You know, we're still hopefully looking for summer of 2019. How many years will this be? 6? I don't know. I have no idea. Patch every 4 to 6 months. I'd say less of that. Well, and I think it also depends on the patches. What are your 3 least favorite dungeons? All right, Timo, real quick. 3 least favorite dungeons. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Don't hate me for this. Okay. Numeragon, Stockades, because it's just small and boring. And I know I'm kind of like hating the alliance here, but I'm not. Okay, Stockades, Numeragon, and Razor. No, not Razorfin. Ragefire? Okay, let's do Ragefire, Stockades, and Numeragon. Yeah. Just because, you know, I mean, yeah, RFC, like, it was a great introduction to dungeons and all that, but it just doesn't do it for me, like visually. There's some, I think, amazing other dungeons that are amazing. Numeragon, I just don't like the style of Numeragon. I mean, you know what? I've had some good times in Nomer, but it's just, I don't know. It's just when I'm in there, just like, I don't know. Maybe not Numeragon. I don't know. It's hard, man. It's hard, dude. It's hard. No Mary Gnome for me. No. Maybe I just hate gnomes that much. I don't know. But guys, I want to thank you guys again for coming out and watching today. Like I said, this is only my 3rd stream. Thank you for those who've donated. You guys are my first donations ever, so I want to thank you guys again. VX, Pogren, you know, everyone who donated. I'm sorry if I'm leaving you out right now, but you guys are my first donations, so that's fucking amazing. I just want to thank you again. So yeah, VX and Pogren, and I believe that was, yeah, okay. Yes, thank you guys so fucking much. I mean, you popped my cherry with that. So, but yeah, guys, great news. Okay, so I'm gonna stream again very soon, hopefully within probably the next week or so. We're not gonna do, you know, and then as we hear more news, I'm definitely gonna be streaming more as we hear more things, and then when we get an actual beta or we get classic, be prepared to have me, you know, on here streaming regularly. I want to stream all the time. When I'm able to stream the game that I love, I will be doing it all the fucking time. Guys, please, please, please check out the people that we mentioned earlier, Chimley, Dundane, all those wonderful, lovely people, Perfect Stealth, Razric, all the people who came in and today and talked, Dokken. There's so many amazing content creators out there. Check out ClassicWow.live, our website that we're working out on. It's going to be just a great place for anyone who loves Classic WoW to come hang out, look at some stuff, look at some videos. Amazing stuff for you guys. Forums, that kind of stuff. And we've got some amazing videos prepared to come out very soon. We got a DefTalk, another DefTalk we're going to be doing tonight. It'll probably be out tomorrow. And some amazing guides that are coming out. We've gotten some other guys that have just come out recently, the etiquette guide and things like that. But as always, guys, thank you so much. And just keep on and grinding, motherfuckers. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace. Love you.